70%. This is really, really key. On Amazon, you as a rights holder can go in and set the price. You log in anytime, anywhere in the world, 24 hours a day, say, okay, this week it should cost $9.99 or $4.95 or $15.95. You can sort of play a little merchant and set the price up and down and see where the point is where you make the most money. It's fascinating. 70% is what iTunes gives. But that's because iTunes is really just owned by Apple, and Apple is not really in the business of selling films. They're really in the business of selling iPods, iPhones, and computers. But the average split out there is about 50 to 60% when it comes to online. Those are the prices we're getting now as producers and rights makers. This is really good. Really, really good. All right. Yeah. As I said before about my colleagues, my dear colleagues, and all the buyers out there, I mean, I've been in the business a long time, and now I start my own company. I know all the buyers out there, but I was in Cannes this year and I was in Toronto. I don't even take meetings with the buyers anymore. And it's some of my best friends. Of course, meet with them, we have fun, stuff like that, but we don't take a business meeting because they don't have a lot of money. I mean, people are still going to the movies, thank God. But the usual money where you get the money to, I mean, because it's always been so expensive to put a film up, theatrically speaking, you would make all the money back on TV and on DVD. But as DVD sales are declining and TV has less and less money, there's not that much money left. That's the good example before was the 2.5% versus 100%. I mean, it's scary. This is a different thing, and we have to start thinking this way. And if my colleagues don't wake up soon, I'm out there screaming at them or dancing at them, trying to tell them to wake up, because otherwise it's not going to happen. That's just what I'm saying. All right, so what do we do? How do we fund these films now? How do we make money? How can we even get a film started? Well, thank God there's something called crowdfunding or crowdsourcing. To give you a little example of that, there was a girl called Jill. I never really found out what her last name is, but she has a website called jillsnextrecord.com, and she wanted to do her 5th album. She's a musician, and all the record companies turned her down because they have no money, and she needs to raise $75,000 to make an album. She came up with this idea: why don't I go and ask my fans? Why don't I go ask them if they want to help me make my album? And she was really one of the first to understand this. This is huge. So she was smart. She said, okay, I can't just ask them for money. I'm going to ask for something. So she said, if you give me $10, you get a free digital download of the album when it's released. Pretty smart. If you give me $25, you get an advanced copy of the CD weeks before the masses. $50, you get an advanced copy and a thank you on the CD. This is true. She raised all the money, by the way. This is brilliant thinking, okay? Very creative. $100, all the above, plus a t-shirt saying you're a junior executive producer on the album. It doesn't cost her nothing, but we've got to remember that we're in the sexy business. I know it might not be so sexy standing in a room in Brussels here. Sorry. But we're in a world where we sell something that is sexy. I mean, we always ask, what are all those people doing in Cannes? I mean, how many of you go to the Cannes Film Festival? You know, when you're walking all down the Facette, those people just walking, oh, look around there. What are they doing there? What are those people doing in Cannes? A, they cannot afford to stay there. We can barely afford to stay there. That's how expensive it is, okay? B, they cannot park anywhere because we took over the whole city. They're parking somewhere far away, walking in town, taking buses. I don't know how they get there. It's impossible. And C, they have no badge. There's no film to watch. What are they doing there? They want to get involved. They want to be a part of what we're doing. They think it's interesting. They think it's sexy. They're hoping to find something. And this is just what Jill facilitated. So we're now there to be something, because in our business, as a producer and a filmmaker, we become immortalized. Whether we make a crap film, we become immortalized, or whether we make a great film, our name is on there. But for most people in the world, their name doesn't really stand out anywhere. So giving a thank you on the album is huge for some people, especially if you're a fan. All right, so she goes on. She's very creative in raising her money for her CD, okay? But this is a low one. But for $200, you get free admissions to all my shows for 2008. This is brilliant. It doesn't cost you anything. But for them, it's a value for those people giving her money. All right, she goes on. She's very creative, okay? All the above, $250, plus a membership to the Secret Society's Producers Club, which means you'll get a secret password to a website. Well, I'll post some rough tracks or something worthwhile. Remember, she got the money. $500, now the gold level. This is where it gets good. At the end of my CD, I'll do a fun instrumental track. I'll mention your name and maybe rhyme with it. And if you don't want your name used, you can give me a loved ones instead. What a great gift. 750, the gold Douglas level. Exactly like the gold level, but you give me more money. Alright, she goes on. $1,000 platinum level. How would you like to have a theme song written for you? I'll have a song you can put on your answering machine and show off. Again, this could be a gift. Alright, she's not done. 2,500. Mentioned as an executive producer of the album. Whoopity-doo. 5,000. I will come and do a house concert for you. Invite your friends, serve some drinks, bring me out, and I sing. Actually, this level is smart choice economically. I've played many house concerts where the hostess charged his guest and made his money back. I'd go for this if I were you. Alright, remember, she got her money, she got her album made. 10,000. Weapon scraper tune level. You get to come and sing on my CD. Don't worry if you can't sing, we can fix that on our end. And it's supposed to say also, you can also come and play the cowbell. That's the point of this. But the point is here, this woman who all the record companies turned down for her album went out and said, listen, this goes to my fans. And the amazing part is that for the first time ever, she owned the rights to her own music. So now she owned the financing, she owned the record, and she owned the distribution. You can see how democratic this is suddenly turning, as opposed to being the normal image of a big fat guy with a big cigar owning everything, controlling everybody's life. This is suddenly key because now suddenly whoever's an artist can come in there and get their own thing done. I think it's about 40 or 50% of all the music that's up on iTunes right now has never been done as a CD, has never been physically made. It's only been made as digitally because people sit and sing at home, put it on a laptop, and upload it, and still make money. Of course, some sell better than others, and some will be stories like that. But we're into longevity now. We're not into the one-hit wonder anymore. This is key. This is really, really key. And I'm always saying to the producers, if you're out there applying for all the money, it's going to take you a year, 2 years, as it always does. Why are you doing that? Why not go and try and get some crowdfunding, some crowdsourcing? And the great thing is, if you get 5,000 people or 10,000 people to say, yeah, we'll have to help in any way, or one way or another. If you go back to the commission editor and say, hey, by the way, 10,000 fans just signed up and said, the commission editor, whose job it is 98% of the time to say no, will look at it and go, wait a minute, there might be something you haven't looked at. So, as from a producer's point of view, a filmmaker's point of view, why don't we do both? This is amazing. All right, so, anybody recognize these guys? Come on, guys, you know who they are. No, this is Public Enemy, a hip-hop band from some time ago. They copied this model on a website called stellarband.com. And they're very proud to announce that they were going to be on there. And they're looking for $250,000. This is 10 days, 2 weeks old. I haven't checked it out yet, but I bet you there's a lot of people out there who want to help and be part of the Public Enemy. This is where it's turning. People looking for the fans. And what's so amazing about this is that we're so used to thinking about, okay, we spend millions of euros or millions of dollars making a film, we spend millions of man hours creating something for 2, 3, 4, 5 years, and we're very secret about it, nobody can know about it, it's a big, and then 3 weeks before the preview go, whole world, here we are, go see the film. And nobody turns up. Here it's just reversing, let's try and go and ask the fans first. And as I always say, I mean, we're the only business in the world. Yes, we are a business. We are. We're the only business in the world that go out and spend all this money without testing something first. If we were in the furniture business and somebody wanted to decorate this room with these chairs already here, right? Somebody had made a prototype of the chair and the table and took it to a trade show, which is just a fancy word for a film festival. And somebody would have sat in it and said, wow, this is great, let's order 100 or 10,000 and then go back and do production. They would make one first and then a lot. We go out and make a huge, we spend a lot of money on something and we don't even know it works. This is a great way of testing if somebody's actually interested in making the film. It's scary for many people, I know.